Hi, it's Phyllis, and welcome back to my channel. Today's project is going to be this bracelet that I'm calling the Chevron Duo Strung Bracelet, using these Chevron Duo beads. And I didn't attach the clasp to it because I want to show you that these are very nice beads. We have just a simple crystal embellishment in the center, but these beads are one color on one side and another color on the other side, so you can wear this bracelet reversibly, either side, and it's still a nice bracelet. I really like these Chevron Duos, but again, when you're working with these 2-hole beads, just make sure you're checking both holes of the beads so that you won't have any problems getting through the second hole. So if you like my bracelet, stay tuned for the materials list and we will get started. The materials for today's project are obviously my fabulous new bead mat station. It's the extra large bead mat station featured by Julie Morillon. I will leave the link to this exact beadboard in the description bar below, and I just want to show it off because it's beautiful. This is perfect if you are doing peyote or Cellini and you have a lot of beads. I got the extra large one just because I didn't know when I would be ordering another one, but I absolutely love it. This is my first video project using it, but it's absolutely great. And she sells them either with the backing or without the backing. So she's not sponsoring this or anything. I love it and I want to share that with you. Let me move my camera down. So the rest of my materials are going to be, I'm using this Chevron Duo bead. It's got 2 holes, and so it doesn't have a color, but the back side of it is the full Labrador, and the front side of it is this beautiful blue iris type color. And you can wear the bracelet on either side, and they're about 10 millimeters wide. And I got these when I was on vacation in Virginia. So I think the name of her shop is Bead and Bangles. So we're using those. I'm going to be using the 6x8 crystal that's in this packet, this multi-pack, crystal multi-pack that I got from Michaels. I'll be using 1 beading needle, a few size 11 seed beads, 2 of my stainless steel wire guardians, my 10 millimeter rope jump ring, a 14x7 swivel lobster clasp, I'm going to be using this 2 millimeter beading thread. It's a nylon. It's just transparent and it's perfect because I'm going to use that crystal clear crystal. And of course my fireline scissors. And I believe that is it. I'm going to, and this is a simple stringing project. Once you choose all of your colors, it's only going to take you about 10 minutes to string this up. That's even with reinforcing and everything. So I think I need about I don't know, 2 yards of my thread. I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to thread my needle, and I might even run this through some wax. So what I'll say is let's add some beeswax to our materials list, and this is the beeswax that I got from the Amish country in Pennsylvania. So it's really good. So let's get all your materials together, cut your beads and everything, and I'll see you when we're started. We'll begin by stringing on the lobster clasp portion of our clasping. I'm going to string on 3 size 11 seed beads, my 1-wire guardian. I'm going to go into the first hole, around the groove, and into the second hole. I'm going to string on my lobster clasp and slide that inside the wire guardian, and I'm going to pinch the guardian as much as I can. Pinch it. And pass my needle into the top seed bead, and string on 2 size 11 seed beads. And you could use a stop bead if you want, but your thread, this connection should be down at the end of your thread where you may have a 4-inch tail. After you pull your beads down and leave your 4-inch tail, you will begin making the length of our bracelet just by stringing. And make sure that you check both holes of your seed bead of your Chevron Duos, and I have done that. And this is what you're going to do. You'll string on, and we're going this way with the arrow part facing you, pointing toward you. So we'll string on a Chevron Duo and a seed bead alternately until we get to half of the length of our bracelet. So I'm making a 7-inch bracelet, and that means that I need to go and my clasp is going to measure, it measures in an inch. So the only thing I'm going to do is I've counted them out, and I've measured them and practiced. So I need 12 of these Chevron Duos separated by seed beads. So get your 12 or however many you need to make half, not half, because we are going to be putting a crystal in the center. So I'm doing about 2.5 inches of the Chevron Duo and the seed beads. I have on my 12, and now we're going to have make our little center embellishment by stringing on 3 of our size 11 seed beads and that crystal, and 3 more of our size 11 seed beads. And now we're going to add our 12 more of our Chevron Duos, but we're going to be going this way with the arrow pointing in the other direction. So we're going to string on a Chevron Duo, an 11-0, a Chevron Duo, an 11-0, just like this, all the way until you have the 12. I'm done with my length. Now I need to add my other side of my clasp. So I'm stringing on 3 of my size 11-0 seed beads and my wire guardian. I'm going to do the same thing we did when we first started. Pass the thread all the way in the first hole and all the way around the groove and into the second hole. And pull the thread. And once I'm here now, I'm just going to slide my, I could put my jump ring on at the end, but I'm going to put that in here now. And sometimes you may have to do this if you're not sure about your sizing. So, but I'm just gonna do it now. I'm gonna get tangled up sometimes when I'm passing my thread through, but I'm not worried about that. So once I get that here, I'm just gonna pinch that guardian shut as much as I possibly can. And I'm going to pass my needle, if I can find it, pass my needle into the top seed bead here and just tighten everything down. And I know it's a little hard to see, just make sure your thread is in the guardian. So my thread is in there. So now once here, now I'm going to, I turned the bead mat around so that I could work this way, have more space this way. I strung on 2 more size 11 seed beads, and now I'm going to pass my needle into this side, this hole of the Chevron Duo. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to string on a size 11 seed bead and pass my needle through each Chevron Duo with the size 11 seed bead on it. So that's what you're going to do until you get to your center crystal. So you string on a seed bead and pass your needle into the next hole of the next Chevron Duo until we get here. We are here at our crystal, and at this point what we're going to do is string on 2 of our size 11 seed beads, and we're going to pass our needle into 3 beads, this top 11-0, the crystal, and the 11-0 right after the crystal. So we're going into those 3 beads there, and we're going to pull this thread. And don't worry if your the bracelet is separating. That happened the whole way down, and it's going to continue happening because you know, we're just not ready to pull it tightly yet. I'm not ready yet. I just want to make sure that, you know, we're placing our beads where they need to be. We don't want to have too many gaps, but we're not worried about right now. We're not worried about it pulling apart because that's going to resolve itself. So now here we're going to string on 2 of our size 11 seed beads, and we're going to go into this hole here of the Chevron Duo. And after we pass our needle through this hole here, you're going to continue until you get all the way up here to the top. Once you get at the top, don't string on any beads because your 2 beads are already there. I am done passing my size 11 seed beads between the Chevron Duos, and I'm at the top where my working thread and my tail meet. I'm just going to tie a knot here because at this point in time you don't have to add any more beads. You're done with your bead stringing. We're just tying a knot. And we're not going to choke our knot. We're just going to tie it to make sure that it is secure. I like to go, when I go around the second time, I always like to go through my loop twice. And I'm just going to tighten down on it, make sure that I've got a secure knot here. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to choke it because I still have to go through my beads again. But what I am going to do is I'm going to take a good look at this, what I have. I'm going to make sure that there's no bunching, that my Chevron Duos are all facing the right direction. And it doesn't, however you want, if you have this type that have one finish on the front and one finish on the back, you could mix it up, do it like that. But for this bracelet, it's just a simple stringing. This side is the Labrador side, this side is the blue iris side with the crystal clear crystal. what I'm going to do and what we are all going to do is we are going to reinforce this entire bracelet. We're going to start here, right here where we made our knot, and we have to make sure that that knot is not into any of those beads. We're going to make sure of that, and we're going to go into these seed beads around our guardian and into the top seed bead here and all the way down the line into this embellishment and all the way down the line, and reinforce this side of the clasp and all the way down the line, and reinforce your embellishment again. And then once you get there where you start, where we started with the knot, we can make half hitch knots. Once we get here, we're going to go up into these 2 seed beads and cross over and come down and start making half hitch knots down on the sides until you're ready to cut it off. And that, my friends, is the simplest bracelet that we could make. It's going to take you maybe about 20 minutes or so. At first I thought it was going to take like 10. It's going to take 20 minutes. But again, it's the simplest bracelet that I think we could make, and there's no bead weaving involved. It's just stringing. Well, and I hope you liked my project. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you again next time.